Let's take device has been modified. The device has been modified. Oh no, there's a bot there. The device has been modified.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-Invitational VII. I am Harlock, and I come to you today, hat in hand. Truly, we've done goofed over here at Team All-Inspiration. There's no easy way to say this. But I've got some bad news. Astute viewers may notice that the title of the stream is the round of 4, when, as everyone knows, we should be broadcasting the round of 8 today. That would be the next round to cast in the sequence of this tournament. Unfortunately, that can't happen. Blizzard, in its infinite wisdom, decided to release a client update for StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. You know how they do sometimes, kind of release a pre-expansion patch to kind of set up some of the new features that we'll be getting in Legacy of the Void. And one side effect of that is that all replays from before this patch can't be watched. You cannot watch a replay from before this patch in this client. And I was kind of aware that that would probably happen, but in the past when patches have fucked with replays, usually they at least let you disconnect from Battle.net and load up the old client to watch the replay. But not this time. Blizzard said no, you can't do that. So I guess just all old replays are just lost forever. I don't know. So that sucks. That's really terrible, and I am so sorry to everyone who played in the round of 8 that their games will not be casted. I feel real bad about that. I'm very, very sorry. I spent the past week or so trying to scour the internet and see if anyone had figured out a secret way to trick Battle.net into letting you go back to an older client, but didn't seem like there was really anything we could do. So yeah, it's not a good situation. But yeah, and it sucks even more because not only can you guys not see these games, I never got to see these games. So I don't even know if the scores that were reported to me are in fact legitimate. I have no way of verifying that other than just assuming that nobody saw this coming and thought enough ahead to lie about it. But anyway, so our round of 8 turned out to be Manipulation and Boo, and Manipulation advanced over Boo. Tang and Lucid, which I am so crushed we're not going to get to cast, because 2 Grandmaster players in the round of 8, I mean, I'm sure that was an incredible series, although I know afterwards Lucid was very, very down on himself, a bit salty that it was still just a best of 3, but I would have loved to have seen it. So that's a huge bummer that probably should have been the finals. In fact, I tried to work some magic to help that be the finals, but then Tang had to give Lando that walkover and ruin everything. So we won't get to see that, but Tang did end up advancing over him. So he's paired up with Manipulation in the round of 4. And on the other side of the bracket, we had Scion versus Hannibal. Hannibal ended up having to give Scion the walkover on that. The tournament just ended up taking a little bit longer than we all thought, and he was going on vacation, so he just wasn't going to be around. So Scion got the walkover to the round of 4 off of Hannibal, and then she played the winner of Nexlux Exiled, which was Nexlux. So we got a Nexlux Scion in the round of 4 and a Tang Manipulation in the round of 4. So 3 Zergs, 1 Protoss. No Terrans. Lando fell, so we'll never see a TVP in this tournament, no matter what. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, the bad news doesn't stop there. I mean, you'd think that would be enough, but unfortunately, Nexlux and Scion had actually played their match prior to the patch as well, and we lagged a little bit behind getting the cast of that because we were waiting for the round of 8 to finish up first. So they went ahead and played it out before we had gotten all the round of 8 done, which means that series is lost to us as well. So I guess I'll just tell you what happened. Scion advanced to the grand finals over Nexlux in what I assume were very scrappy games. Again, I have no idea what happened since there's no way to actually view those replays, so I don't know. But I assume it was a knockdown, drag-out kind of a thing. I really would have liked to have seen that series and see if Nexlux's unorthodox style matched up at all decently versus Scion, who I think by most accounts is very standard. So you may be asking, well, what the hell are we even casting today? Well, I have a series for you. It's going to be Tang versus Manipulation. They waited till after the patch to play. I don't think intentionally, but we'll just thank them for this. Thank them for taking a long time to get their games done, because that meant we have something to show you today. So winner of this series is going to go on to face Scion in the grand finals, and the loser will go on to play Nexlux in the consolation match. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to these games. We're in round of 4, so it's a best of 5 now, starting on flagship Damocles and going from there. I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, Tang is Tang, probably going to win the whole thing, so Manipulation's got a tough road to hoe. But he has like proxy 2-gated a couple of Zergs out of this tournament, so who knows what's gonna happen. Yeah, I think that's all the terrible things I have to tell you about, at least for now. Never say never, but yeah, I think we're ready to get the game started. It'll be a short cast today. That's why I'm doing it myself. It wasn't worth getting the heavy hitters out of bed for a single series. I'm sorry. The grand finals and consolation match will for sure have real casters. I promise you that. I solemnly swear. You can quote me on that. If I don't, I'll eat my whatever remaining garments I have not yet previously obliged myself to eat. So just hang in there with me for today, and then hopefully either this weekend or the next weekend we're going to have a live broadcast of the consolation match and grand finals, depending on the schedules of those involved. Oh no, I've just lost my lighter. So yeah, I'm just going to throw to a quick little break while I get that set up, and we'll get into game 1 of Tang versus Manipulation. See you guys in a minute.
Manipulation versus Tang.
All right. Do I even remember how to do this? Yes, we are on flagship Damocles and spawning in the bottom right corner. The red Protoss himself. It is
Manipulation.
And spawning in the top left corner of Flagship Damocles, the man himself, our fearless leader. Hail him, he is.
Tang.
Alright, here we are. StarCraft. Boy. What is this game? Yep, ZVP. As everybody knows, my least good matchup, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of anything intelligent to say in this game, probably. Did you see Tang going for the pool first? I have seen him frequently do some early Ling Bane shenanigans in ZVP, which never works for me when I try it, but Tang always seems to be able to really destabilize a Protoss in the early game when he whips it out. So, yeah, hopefully he'll show us some of that. Every time I see it, it makes me happy because I'm like, oh, there is another way to play this matchup, but then sad because it's like, oh, it only works if you're really, really good, and that's tricky. But, you know, Manipulation's shown his fair share of early game shenanigans in this tournament as well. So, you know, that I don't know if that will make an early Ling Bane attack better for Tang or worse. I'm going to say better, but I just really don't know. Although it doesn't look like anything too tricky for Tang. Oh, very early spine for Tang? Is that a thing? What's he doing with that? Oh, does he just know, as he's heard legends of the proxy 2 gate of manipulation, and he just doesn't want to die to that? I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, maybe he'll cancel that when he sees nothing's coming, or... Yeah, okay. Very interesting. Nice. That's a nice little adjustment to your opponent that I think is the hallmark of a very good player. Making those tiny little things that you wouldn't normally do, but you're just going to do it versus this guy on this map because you know his style, you know what you might be up against, and you don't want to die for a dumb reason. So, you know, cost him a little bit of mining time and set him back some drones, but better than dying to proxy 2 gate. So, fair game. It's taking out a probe, mothership core for manipulation, being a little lazy. I mean, go get some shots on the Nexus, but surely the mothership core will prevent him from getting anything really substantial done. Natural is finished for Tang. I guess he canceled that extractor, he wanted it over here. And Manipulation is just going for a Robo just now while he waits for his Warp Gate to finish, and his Nexus is nearly done. So what are we gonna see? Some Immortals, some Warp Prisms, getting a Forge at his wall outside the Natural. One Zealot being very cheeky, straying so far from home. I mean, I guess he does have the mothership core if the Lings do try to run by, but there he goes. Finish up his wall now with a couple extra gates, slotting that Zealot in nice and tight. One thing I do like about this map is how far your wall really is from the town hall. Like, I'm not even sure. I mean, Photon Overcharge is pretty big range. I don't know if it would hit these buildings, though, if Lings started pressing in. That'd be a good feature to abuse on this map if you were Zerg, I would imagine. Doesn't look like Tang is going to do that, although he hasn't gone for a fast third yet. Just throwing on gases. No Roachhorn. Oh, there we go. Roachhorn and Evo Chamber for Tang, so looks like we will see some of his infamous Roach play very soon now. What's Manipulation grab? He's getting a Warp Prism out of this Robo. What's he going to do with that? Gonna chrono out some Immortals. It's going to be like an Aniwa Zealot Immortal type of thing. I won't lie, guys, I've been playing a little Protoss in the Legacy of the Void beta, trying to get OP, and that's a build I like to bust out quite frequently. I'm not good enough at it yet to ever kill anybody, but it's pretty fun to do. Nice and micro intensive, and if you catch a Zerg with his pants down, boy, it's a real nightmare to deal with. Tang getting +1 weapons real quick, and his 4th gas. Still no 3rd hatchery for him yet. Interesting. Just playing, I can't tell if you're just playing super safe or super aggressive. It's hard to know. when Zergs delay that third hatch. If that's the, oh, I don't want to spread myself too thin maneuver, or if that's the, I am literally going all in on 2 bases maneuver. Guess we'll just have to see how heavily he goes into this roach play. I mean, it's hard to think that it wouldn't be better with an extra hatchery in there, but we'll see soon enough, I suppose. Getting a Spored is natural, which will help him against this Warp Prism, wherever the heck it is. There it goes. Although I feel like Manipulation may just unload at the front and try to walk in, so that that Spore Crawler may not really come into play here. Yeah, that's kind of gross when you see the Zerg creep is way the heck out here, and that's your warping point. But yeah, warping in around his Zealots. He's got his Immortals, he's got his Warp Prism. Oh, Spore Crawler is joining the fight, so never mind, it will be helpful. But yeah, this, oh, the micro is real? Okay, he could have got that Immortal, I think, but gonna play it a little bit safer, pick off the Zealots, getting good damage on the Mothership Core, but the Spore Crawler is dead now, so nothing's shooting up here. You grab some Queens and come in here. Picking off the Immortals, they're not getting picked up. There goes one, doing a little poke in and a poke out. Yeah, that's some annoying micro, but he is out of stuff. And Manipulation just says, alright, my 2-base all-in failed, and GG's. Well. Huh. I guess that's fair play. Tang probably suspected that there'd be some 2-base all-in out of Manipulation. I don't know that we've seen a lot of long macro games out of him this tournament, and yeah, so I'm going to just say Tang did his homework on that one, and Manipulation got a little bit wrecked. That sucks. Yeah, that's not much more to say about that. I think his Manipulation's execution of that all-in was pretty alright. I think just some missed micro opportunities with those Immortals, and letting the Zealots get too far away from them while the Immortals were throwing damage on the Spore Crawler. So it's just the tiny little details of Protoss that you can't really appreciate until you're there trying to micro all your stuff, and you're like, ah, this is hard. So we move on to map number 2, and Manipulation picks Annihilation Station. A very nice map. Glad to see you returning. So let me get this loaded up, and I'll see you guys in game.
Manipulation versus Tang.
Alrighty, here we are for game 2 on Annihilation Station respawning in the bottom left corner. The red Zerg, whoop, nope, not the red Zerg, the red Protoss, down 1-0. Can he start a comeback? It is.
Manipulation.
And spawning in the top right corner, the pink Zerg, the scariest man in this tournament. I wouldn't want to face him. Is he gonna bop his opponent again? It is.
Tang.
And Manipulation, going with the tried and true method that he knows. Will Tang sniff this out? He had a good move with the spine earlier in the last game. Kind of trying to preempt it. Ooh, this Overlord is looking around. Is he gonna see it? I think he will. I think he'll see it. He must see it, right? Oh gosh. Okay, he sees it. Nice scout there by Tang. He's really being diligent against Manipulation in these games, and with good reason, as it all paid off. Maybe he looked a little silly in the first game for making that spine and canceling it, but doesn't look silly now, does he? Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can't imagine Tang will die to this, right? Like, this is just one of those things where if you're a Grandmaster, you know exactly what to do. And I'm sure Tang has been in this position many times, going for 2 spines. That's the exact amount of spines you want. And you're going to pop out his queen, go into gas so he can get speed for a counterattack. I mean, and this is so far away from Tang's base is the problem, right? It's going to take forever for Zealots to walk from here. So I don't want to be a nihilist here, but it kind of seems like the game is over. I don't know. I mean, Tang's got some lings out. This pylon that's going to block a hatchery that's never going to be tried to make because Tang already knows. Maybe Manipulation doesn't know that Tang knows. Maybe that's the thing. Really pulling up quite a lot of Zealots here. But the longer you wait, I feel like the kind of worse it is. The longer you wait, the more you can catch somebody totally by surprise. But once somebody is aware, waiting does not help you. We got 3 spines now for Tang. Although this guy is stuck. The queen's blocking him. Uh-oh. Making so many spines is Tang. Doesn't want to die to this. Can't blame him. This spine crawler really just doing the worst. Manipulation taps out. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying. That build, that's probably the first time in this tournament Manipulation has lost Proxy 2 gating, so hey, I don't blame him. I mean, all's fair in love, war, and StarCraft, as they say. So that's a quick game 2. So that puts Tang up 2-0. It is a best of 5, so he's just got to win 1 more, and he advances on to the finals to face Sion. He's looking pretty good. He's, you know, dotting his I's and crossing his T's versus Manipulation. I don't know how many more tricks in his bag of tricks Manipulation has, and that's what he seems to be relying on, and that kind of makes sense. Don't play Tang in a macro game. It's not going to work out for you. So I'm eager to see. Looks like he's picked Roses and Never Cry as his next map pick. So that's a good map for some potential shenanigans. So let's find out. See you after the break.
Manipulation versus Tang.
Alright, here we are on Roses Never Cry. Possibly the final game of the round of 4 right here. Spawning in the top right, we have the red Protoss, who I just realized I erroneously have as Diamond in the split screen matchup preload graphic, when he is in fact a Masters player, last I checked. Sorry about that manipulation. He is.
Manipulation.
And spawning in the bottom left, it is the pink Zerg, the man who looks damn near untouchable in this series. Can he close it out with a clean 3-0? It is.
Tang.
Well, no, I was going to say gas before pool, but now there's the... Oh, I guess it still was gas before pool, but without that spawning pool there, that whole gas thing made a lot less sense. Anywho, looks like Manipulation is going to stay inside of his base this time, so that is probably a good adjustment to make. When your Proxy 2 gate has been so soundly defeated, there's just really no sense in trying it again, I feel. Although I suppose that's what he wants you to think or something, right? I mean, he maybe Tang really wouldn't expect that right after he bops you. But yeah, I wonder what we'll see out of these players this game. Going for the Nexus first was manipulation, so he's gonna try a little bit more of a greedy opener, and you know what? Why not, right? I mean, this is probably the wrong player to try and be greedy against, but you never know. It's a good shaking things up, keeping it fresh, keeping Tang on his toes, not doing the same thing every game, which is how Grandmaster players. I don't know what to do. What is this game? I think manipulation's just having fun here, folks. I feel like he knows he's been beat, and he wants to go out in style. So, well, show me something, manipulation. Teach me something about this 3 Nexus build you've got. Is it good? Is this really good and I just don't know about it? I've never seen it. But I also don't let my CVPs last this long usually. Well, Lings are in his mineral line, so that's kind of a problem. I don't know if this Nexus is gonna finish ever. Tang's probably thinking, what the heck is all this nonsense going on in here? Doesn't matter though, I got Speedlings in your base. And you went Nexus first, so no GG for manipulation. Oh boy. Nexus didn't even finish. Did not even finish. It's at 99 out of 100. Oh man, this tournament has really gone off the rails. Alright. Well, congratulations to Tang. He advances to the grand finals, taking down manipulation 3-0. That was a little tough to watch. I mean, you know, props to manipulation for making it this far. Like, when this tournament started, I did not think of him as one of the team's heavy hitters, but he made it all the way to the round of 4. You know, it took Tang to take him out, so kudos to him. Sorry that his tournament life had to end so abruptly and so violently, but that's the thing, when Tang's in the bracket, like, whichever side he ends up in is just kind of screwed. It sucks. But yeah, congratulations to Tang. He played well in what brief time he played. He did a good job. He knew his opponent and knew what he needed to do to reverse engineer him, and that turned out to just be scout and make a spine crawler. But sometimes it's those tiny details that are the most important. So that means our final 4 is decided. We have Tang versus Sion in the grand finals, which is a best of 7. That should be a great series. I am super excited to see that. I feel like Sion is probably, if Tang's the best Zerg, then Sion's probably the second best Zerg, so I don't think we'll get a closer matchup. And ZVZ's so volatile that I feel like I don't know if it would be fair to say that in that matchup differences in skill matter less or more. I don't know. I need to think about that. But in any case, I think it should be pretty close. I don't think we'll see any 4-0s or anything like that. But you never know when Tang's involved, I suppose. And even more interesting, I think, is going to be the consolation match, which comes before that, which is going to be Nexlux versus Manipulation. That should be dynamite, because those are 2 very aggressive players who don't play standard really. So I'll be interested to see how their styles kind of collide. I think I'm going to give the edge to Nexlux in that one, just because he is truly a master of weird early game shenanigans that most people don't know how to deal with, and I feel like Manipulation is usually the one, you know, doing the weird shenanigans to other people, and maybe not so good at reacting to weird shenanigans. But yeah, that could really go either way. Yeah, well, short night tonight. Again, I cannot apologize profusely enough for losing the entire round of 8, but I blame David Kim. Anyway, I think that about does it. Yeah, like I said before, my plan is to try and get we're going to try and do the grand finals and the consolation match both live, not from replay. You know, schedules permitting of those players, we'll see how that ends up. It might end up being 2 different nights, like consolation match one night, finals the next night, or something like that. But yeah, and I need some casters for that too. So if you wanna cast that, you should hit me up, because I don't want to cast all that. So I could really use your help. But yeah, we're down to the wire, folks. We got 2 best of X's remaining in this tournament, and we crown a champion. So we started with not quite 32, what was it, 26 or something like that it ended up being? I can't remember. We're down to the final 4. And I think they're all, you know, quite good players. You know, Tang is Tang, Zoe is Zoe. I will say I'm a bit surprised that Next Looks and Manipulation ended up being our 3rd and 4th. You know, at the start of the tournament, I would have thought for sure that Mr. Lando would be up here, that Hannibal would be up here, that Boo would be up here, you know, that Lucid would be up here. I mean, he's a goddamn Grandmaster. Granted, he took another Grandmaster to take him out, but still. So, surprising results in the bottom half of that final 4, but Zoe and Tang, that's the best we got as far as I'm concerned. So, the tournament was a success in that regard. The best man or woman shall win. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Sorry about that. I promise not to lose the grand finals. I can't, because they'll be played live, so no amount of BNet patch fuckery will ruin that. It'll probably be some XSplit fuckery or something like that, but we'll deal with that when we get there, I guess. Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry for the short cast. What can you do? You know, sometimes the universe just conspires against you, and just kind of got to roll over and take it, I guess. So, yeah. So that's it. Keep your eyes on Team Chat. We're going to get scheduling on these grand finals and consolation match ASAP. Like I said, shooting for this weekend. So, keep your eyes and ears open for the date and time. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
The device has been modified. The device has been